Peace family, it's Manny X. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that y'all been having a beautiful life experience, you know what I'm saying? And you just been following your truth beyond what you've been seeing everybody else do, all your other reflections do, that you've been sticking to what you know is true for yourself. Today, we're going to be talking about transcendence. And if you like this type of content, this is just going to be a Famtalk, but if you like this type of content and you like hearing me just philosophically talk about whatever is on my mind, you know what I'm saying, or just topics, intuitive downloads or whatever you call them, you know what I'm saying, then like the video to show some support. Also, if you want to like show some more support and you want to like keep these videos around you, you know what I'm saying, and hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can know when I post and all that type of stuff. But beyond that, let's get into the video. Also, don't forget to like type your name and where you're from while you decide to subscribe, if you do subscribe. But let's get into it, yo. What is transcendence? If we want to go with like the raw like definition of transcendence, definition of transcendence would be to be or to go past or beyond the limits of a certain thing. What we talking about in this case is being or surpassing the limits beyond the limits that are on our human nature, you know what I'm saying, exceeding the potential of the human nature by using your spirit, the thing that we all intuitively sense down here, you know what I'm saying, these omnipotent forces that are working in our lives that have the most apparent like energy or effect or significance in our awareness on this plane, you know what I mean. What we're going to be talking about transcendence is ways that you can step more into transcendence, how you can like summon your path to transcend more of your illusions more often. Just a couple of different things that you can do to do that. It's really just one core thing, and I'm going to just say it from the beginning. It's the shift in perceptions. It's the concepts that you have for your life and the way that you relate, and the way that you relate to the reality that you live inside of. So basically, it's the way that you define everything and the way that you make sense out of everything that is around you. That those are basically the things that you are looking to mature and evolve past just the conditions of the human mind. As we know, we have a human nature that experiences things like happiness and anger, jealousy, rage, envy, resentment, all types of things, you know what I'm saying? And we are here to experience those emotions, but more than experience them, transcend the influence of them, have command over them, and be able to use those in a way to where they are benefiting us, to feel those with intention, you know what I'm saying? In that sense, it's safe to say that none of these emotions are evil, or none of these emotions should be locked away from you, you know what I'm saying? None of these emotions should be really alienated from you, it's not like you should never express the emotions that you naturally experience. I actually think that you should experience all the emotions that you feel, you know what I'm saying, in your lifetime. We begin to have a false conception or express something in a way that doesn't serve us when just completely impulsive, you know what I'm saying, and we're not that aware of it, you know what I'm saying. Most of the things that we do that we're not aware of, we won't have evaluation or we won't have consideration over those type of things. In a sense, what I'm trying to say actually is that all of your emotions are here to teach you and to help you, to open you up, to evolve you as a core energy being a part of like this whole system, you know what I'm saying, that we call God, you know what I mean. I feel that we are data collectors down here, you know what I'm saying, and in a sense we grabbing as much of the true data as we can. So while you're here, you are unveiling more truth than anything, you know what I mean, more than just like a perception of good and bad. I think it's a time when we transcend that, you know what I mean. And that's another thing. It's like, that's a great example. Good and bad is a great example to talk about like the human nature and transcending some of the illusions of the human nature. And the reason that why we say a lot of time that good and bad don't exist and they are illusions is because it has to come from a specific perspective, meaning it has to come from something that is separate from something else perceiving that separatism in itself and making judgments and corrections and evaluations off of that. When we say good and bad, we now realize that we have to be a singular being. We have to be a part of this third dimensional illusion to even have a perspective, to have this, have truth. And that's what it is, because really perceptions always vary depending on where your perspective is, because your perception is always going to like depend on your perspective, where you're seeing it from and how you were taught to digest things. I think that a lot of time we don't even think about that, that we all have unique ways of interpreting, that we all experience in a very unique way, in a way that we can't even really like fathom or begin to experience in ourselves and embody that immediately, how another person is feeling distinctively, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if the pain that you feel is like the pain that somebody else feels with a certain circumstance or whatever like that. Illusions like good or bad like this, having these different perspectives that are part of the third dimension and part of experiencing the ego that are fundamental to this illusion, you know what I'm saying? But when you get to transcending this, when you get to the point past just realizing and being able to balance out that emotion and have an even perception of that emotion, you get to a point where you are transcending that emotion or transcending that condition of the human condition, you know what I mean? Being able to evolve, it's kind of like stretching yourself past the limits of the human condition, using the spirit, the power of the spirit and intention that you have within yourself. Our transcendence path, I feel like it all leads down to everybody usually doing the same thing in a general sense, which is really like letting go of their will and their own conscious intentions. Because we have to remember that these conscious selves are the illusion self. Like, if I define myself by this conscious self, then I may as well say that I am not real. I am true, but I am not real. I'm just a projection of truth, of an expression, but I am not real in this conscious self. You know what I'm saying? That spirit is the pure, the omnipotent force that is allowing us to exist like how we are today. You know what I'm saying? Alright, fam. So I just was staring in space for a good second, just trying to recollect and think about what I was talking about. Honestly, fam, I think that our life uses circumstance in our path of transcendence. You know what I'm saying? Because anything that is apparent that we have a hard time letting go of, the spirit already knows that in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So it's already being manifested. Everything is based on the mentality that we have, and our karma is our mentality, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about transcending illusions, transcending karma, these are all your mentality, and what you are getting is for you to shed all the false mentalities, because you have mentalities that are inaccurate because you have false conceptions in your life, you know what I'm saying? You have things that you go by that contradict how the natural laws fluctuate through the universe, you know what I mean? And when that happens, you can be confused on why things work out the way they do, and everything just seems like a clusterfuck. It seems like everything is happening to you in this unlucky way to where you just always that person who gets rained on and you can't find a place to win or get a break and stuff like that. These are mentalities, you know what I mean? And these are the concept. That is literally a concept that you are forming within the mind that is shaping the way that the matter is able to be formed into how your life, how you see things. You can't see a high vibrational thing if your mentality is not there, if your brain's not able to vibe right there and send those signals to your eyes to be able to create and manipulate that matter into something high vibrational for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's transcendence right there. We're gonna do another part 2 in this video. I'm kind of all over the place, so I'm gonna end this one right here so I can recalibrate, you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna talk about different levels of transcendence and like different things that can help us to transcend and stuff like that. I think transcendence is the key to all of our paths on the earth, you know what I mean? In some type of way, it's some illusion that we're in, it's some false way that we're looking at things, that if we were to pull ourselves back and just look at everything as if it's new and then start rediscerning based on how things are actually playing out objectively. Take the feelings away from it. Take things as if they are a series of events and look at it in that, and look at the relativity in it, you know what I mean? Look at everything that connects within that. But beyond that, y'all, keep loving yourselves and remember what you're projecting out here. Ultimately, you're going to be experiencing it. Remember to keep on your truth, to stay on your path to truth. When you see somebody taking the truth that is unique from yours, that's not the same as yours, be able to discern that that isn't their truth, but that is not your truth, and that you can still graciously walk into your truth, while other people have a truth that polarizes yours, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, love yourself. Stay on your path and do whatever the fuck you want to. We in the third dimension, transcendent to the fifth D. I'm out this boy.